session done. Horrible sessions these. Just the long boring ones where it just feels like you're never getting anywhere. Because obviously running on the treadmill, all in all, that was a good workout. 13 kilometres, 5:35 kilometre pace. My Garmin on my watch on the treadmill was clicking off faster than what kilometres was on air. But I just recorded my heart rate throughout it just to see how it went. And it rose steadily, but it stayed at the end. It was right mid 130s, I think. It took about 4 kilometres to get even up to 120, which is good. It's Sunday long run.
So last week was week 1 after I ran the 20:47 in the 5k. And I did 2 speed sessions, really good speed sessions, and you seen yesterday I did my long run on the treadmill. Not really a fan of the treadmill running stuff for anything, but for that, like reasons like I did it yesterday, it served its purpose where if you want to just eliminate all external factors, elevation and all that sort of stuff, and get a good honest heart rate assessment on your running, put your heart rate strap on, see what the cardiac drift is on your heart rate and just run at a certain speed, then it's worth it. When I ran my sessions last week, I did 2 sessions. I couldn't tell you the exact purpose of what they're specifically designed to do for your fitness, but they work. The first session on Wednesday was 4 minutes, 4 by 90 seconds times 2. So it was 4 minutes running at sub 25k pace, 2-minute recovery, which was a walk/jog, more of a walk, and then 4 by 90 seconds faster than the 4 minutes. So it exceeds sub 25k pace by a bit. So you're talking like 3:45 per kilometre, 6-minute miling if you can run that for 90 seconds and then a minute rest and then repeat. Then at the end of the 4 90-second reps, you have a 3-minute recovery, then you repeat the process again a second time. And that's sandwiched either side of a 2-kilometre warm-up and cool-down, which boosts the volume of the day up. I hit the paces exactly how I wanted to hit it. Then Saturday I did another session which was more of a longer type of threshold session sort of stuff. So it was a 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes. The first 10 minutes was slower, just a little bit slower than my current 5k pace. And then 2-minute jog recovery, then 8 minutes running at my current 5k pace. 2-minute recovery after that, then 6 minutes running at sub 25k pace, faster than my current 5k pace. And the week went okay, without a hitch. I've got 3 more weeks of training, and then I'm going to hit a sub 25k attempt.
My plan now, pushing forward, the longer term approach, would be hopefully progressing these 5Ks until I can run a 5K PB. Whether that's some point at the end of the year, beginning of next year, whatever it is. My actual 5k PB I ran at the Mid Cheshire 5k in 2021 is 18:17. I have ran quicker than that in a park run, but it's not as simple as that, because the park run that I ran, Alexandra Park Run, back in 2019, I ran 18:04. The park run ended on my watch at 4.9 kilometres. I was robbed of 100 metres out my 5k, but my average pace didn't match the 18:04, and if I'd have been running that on the road, it would have probably gone to more like 18:20. And then the Mid Cheshire 5k, it actually went about 50 metres over, but I don't mind that. It was honest, it went past the 5k, I knew where I was at. And while I'm on the sub 20 training, while I'm trying to do this sub 20, the first time I ever broke sub 20 was at my first park run, and I ran 19:53, but the course ended, my park run, at 4.88 kilometres. So my average pace was something like 4:03, 4:04, which meant if I would have ran that on the road, I wouldn't have broke 20 minutes. I'd have gone over it, a good way over it. So it was bittersweet. I was buzzing when I first ran sub 20, but then I thought, did I? Because if I would have ran that on the road, I wouldn't have done it. So anyway, you know, some courses run long, some run short. That was an easy run for the day, 6k, Monday done. I'm halfway through the workout. It's going well. I don't know if I've just overcooked it in the first bit and whether I'm going to have enough energy to repeat what I've just done. It's what I've been wanting. Really hard, shitty, feeling painful efforts where my heart's feeling like it's going to explode after each 90-second rep. Shaking. That's that workout finished. I like to think that when you know how to train, you've got like a kind of a cheat code for progress where you know what it takes to get you running better and better. It doesn't feel like a cheat code for progress when you're doing this and you're feeling that feeling at the end of a session where your heart's almost beating out of its chest. I'm happy with that though. I did fade in the last part. Did my kilometre in about 3:50 the first one, the 4 minutes, and then the 10 seconds was what it was after that. And then when I done my 4 by 90 seconds, I did a 3-minute recovery after the 4 by 90 seconds, and I did another 4-minute running. And I did my kilometre in 3:47 or 3:48. But then I could feel halfway through that 4 minutes, I don't know whether anyone can relate to this, I could feel the energy just draining out of my legs, where in the first half of the workout I felt like I had it, and in the second half, I felt like halfway through that 4 minutes in the second half, I felt like I'm going to really have to work in this second half of this kilometre now, and then the next 4 by 90 seconds are going to be a push. And there was a push, but I did it. Even though I wasn't comparing it to last week's, I did better than last week's. Anyway. Running didn't look good at the start of the year. I think January, February I was just coasting. I wasn't doing many sessions, I was just running, which probably contributed to me being injured. And then when I was injured, it was just bad. So let's say March, April, May, June, July was all a washout. 5 months worth of just no running at all. Minimal compared to what I was used to doing. It took its toll on my body, my weight, my mind sort of, because I couldn't run, I was comfort eating, I was just thinking I deserve this break and all that sort of stuff. How you do, you've been training a lot, you deserve the break. You know, the ones that you tell yourself. So I've only really picked up my running through August and September. It's not an easy task to do sub 25k, it really isn't. Basically, to do sub 20, run 5 kilometres in under 20 minutes, you've got to run, you have to have an average pace of running each kilometre quicker than 4 minutes. It's doable in the short term, like let's just say you can run 500 metres at sub 20 pace. You have to just build the training up to get your body better endurance to endure it over a longer period of time. Then you can run a kilometre at sub 20 pace. Now you can run a mile at sub 20 pace. Now you can run 3 kilometres at sub 20 pace. And it just goes like that. You just build the training up so your body gets better at doing it and doing it well. And it's easy saying, you know, I said like having a cheat code for running when you're following a training plan that you followed before or whatever, or you've got a running coach and you can almost see the results coming. You just need to be patient and you know you'll get there. Still doesn't take away from the fact that you put in a lot of hard work. Today what I'm going to be doing is a progression run. It's going to be 8 5-minute blocks of running, and I've wrote the paces down on my hand. So 5:27 kilometre pace for the first 8 minutes, 5:10 for the second, 4:48 kilometre pace for the third, 4:29, then 4-minute pace for the last 8 minutes. So essentially I'm simulating working hard at sub 25k pace 40 minutes into a run, which will build strength in my legs. Anyway, I'm just gonna less talk and get it done. That's the first 8-minute section done. I'm on this second 8-minute block now, which I'm hoping to hit 5:10s. Currently at 5:06. That's the second 8-minute block done. I'm on to the third now, but I've not even got into the hard bit yet. This one I need to be doing 4:48s, and it's 4:29s. Hopefully the last 2k is going to be sub 25k pace. Right, that's the third 8-minute section done. I'm on the fourth. The kilometre just clicks off at 4:31, so I'm a bit behind. That workout was flipping tough. I didn't think it was going to be that hard looking at it on paper on my phone, but when I built into it, it was hard. Like, so the first 8-minute rep, first kilometre was 5:24, and then the remainder of the lap pace for the 8 minutes was 5:14. And the second 8-minute rep was, the first kilometre was 5:08, and then the remainder of the 8 minutes was at 4:59 pace. The next block was 4:47 for the kilometre, and then the remainder of the 8-minute rep was 4:43 pace. And the fourth 8-minute block, the kilometre clicked off in 4:31, and then the remainder of the the rep was at 4:26 pace. And the last 8 minutes, I did a kilometre in 4:02, the next kilometre in 3:53. So it was hard. I suppose training's supposed to be hard. You're not supposed to finish. You're never going to accomplish anything really good or really good relative to you that's really hard by doing anything really, you know, fucking easy. So I said, push myself into these places and it all becomes too familiar, but I like it. I like the hard efforts. I'm going to do a cool down now, which will take my total volume today to almost 11 kilometers. Is there anything better feeling workout wise than having finished and completed a decent workout which you nailed? I've had bad workouts where you think, oh shit, kind of haunts me a bit for the day. I hit all the paces I wanted to hit and I did it the way it was supposed to be done. Now I'm going to work and I'm doing a late shift, which is a bit shit, but you know, I'll finish at 10 past midnight and then I've got to get home and I've got to do a long run early in the morning because I'm transitioning from lates to earlies next week, and I finish at 10 past midnight and I start work at 10 in the morning. So I've not got much time and I finish at 7 tomorrow night. So I've just said bye to everyone and I'm not going to see everyone now till 7 o'clock tomorrow night, because when I get back at gone midnight, everyone's going to be asleep. If I don't get to sleep and do my long run in the morning, then I'm going to be faced with that, you know, oh, I'm going to do it at 7 o'clock tomorrow night when I finish work and nobody's seen me for ages. So I need to get home after this shift is finished and really try and get to sleep. I got in at midnight, tried to go to sleep, but when you're coming from work that late, it takes you a little bit to wind down. I'm going to just do 13 kilometres now. I'm going to listen to a podcast or some music. There's a good podcast I'm actually listening to that a couple of lads do on YouTube that I follow, called Running the Red Line, and if you don't listen to it, you should listen to it. It's actually really good. It's a decent little podcast. You got Andy's got his own YouTube channel. It's on Andy, and he does his own running videos, and if you don't check him out, you should check him out. And his mate Brett, he does YouTube also, but he's not as consistent as Andy, but they have a good chat. They do. It's just an interesting little podcast. Anyway, oh man, I don't feel like doing this run, not one bit, but I'm doing this run. Let's see how it goes. I've nearly finished this long run now. I'm on, just closing in on 12 kilometres. I've completed the week now. 2 good speed sessions. My long run today, which just felt really good. Another week's training in the bag. So glad that run's done. Good week's training. I have a couple of hours now before I start work. Roll on next week. Keep the momentum going. In fact, I'm feeling good within myself about me training. I've lost quite a bit of weight. I was 16 stone 13 pound at my heaviest, which was kind of like at the beginning of August. So I was a pound under 17 stone, and I weighed myself this morning and I weighed 15.5. So I've took a lot of weight off. But the fact that that's a hard balance, taking weight off while you're training, because you need the energy to train efficiently and put the workouts in. And you don't, there's a balance there. You're doing it in a calorie deficit sort of, so you're always not feeling 100% when you're training, because it feels like you're starving yourself even though you're not, but you know what I mean. My target weight is probably around about 14.10. that would be perfect for me. If I can get down to 14.10 and hold that, maybe 14.7, but I don't want to, that's a tough weight. It's a long process. Anyway, good training today, good week's training. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll keep these videos coming